So let me do something a little bit interesting and challenge you a little bit here with this idea. Here's a powerful inverted U-curve analogy for you, and let's get really sincere here. If you have the confidence and the nerve and the sincerity to see reality exactly as it is, that's what you'll choose to do. It's really all around us, right? It's inviting us to understand and engage. You sort of care enough to see how things happen and why things happen and the history of things that have happened before. Even though you can't understand all of it, you want to understand how things have come to pass. I honestly believe that there is on this inverted U-curve analogy, there are people that don't want that, and there are people that don't have the awareness to see that. The main idea here is that sadly, some people must persist in folly and suffer enough to what some religions like to call coming off of it, or basically not taking yourself so seriously, accepting reality, and doing the real work it takes to understand and grow your appreciation of it. Extremely difficult though, not easy. Delusion, in my perspective, is a piece of cake because there are so many variables at our midst and very, very few constants. Resistance to reality is a form of persistence in folly. It's ultimately futile, right? We can't control everything that happens to us. All we can do is respond well to what happens. That's really the only path that we can take. There are things out of our control, and then there's the ability for us to control how we respond. That's really the only power that we have. It's interesting because people will stir themselves into ridiculous by persisting in folly when they easily can resign, yield, and understand from the start. They'll even do this until they pass away. It's not like we all are able to do this. I think we're all capable of doing it, but do we all do it? Probably not. They can't let go of delusion, see reality, and accept it day in and day out, almost like hitting a reset button every day you wake up. It's a daily adventurous and difficult endeavor, and I don't blame people for not taking it. It's hard. One of my favorite examples that I've read recently is you take a person that believes that the world is flat, and what does it take to convince them that the world isn't flat? The teacher goes to the guy, okay, put a pinpoint in here, let's start walking. Do you realize how long it would take to prove to the person that the world is round if they didn't understand any math or didn't take anything into consideration, any evidence except the experience of walking all the way around the world? That's the length of folly it may take to wake somebody up to the truth. It's scary. It's really scary. Why am I smiling? Experience may be the best teacher. I still think we can use knowledge and perspective to discover self-evident truths so that we don't have to suffer so much to accept reality and understand them and grow with them. People, in a way, in this kind of perspective, indirectly ask for the suffering that they're going through. It's insane. Completely about awareness and people's ability to just be aware of what they're setting themselves up for. I mean, who'd want to do that intentionally? I don't think anybody would, right? There may be people that do that, but it's unhealthy. Have you ever seen someone enjoy greed, power, and money and getting everything they want their way? I bet you have. They want this persistence and folly because their resistance is trying to shape and mold their mind movie to the reality. They want their ideal of the world, and I guess it's a sense of control over situations and having things be perfectly the way they want them to be. They want their mind movie ideal to be the world. There's this balance between adapting yourself to the world and adapting the world to yourselves. And that might be another inverted U-curve, either end. You can adapt everything, adapt yourself to the world completely, or you can try to adapt the entire world to yourselves. I think both of those paths, the two extremes, instead of the golden mean ratio on the hill, are damaging in the long run. There's got to be some balance, I guess. A lot of people, I think, live, not the majority of people, some people live in this game of one-upmanship with the rest of the universe, the rest of the world, the rest of everything. And you can't get a leg up on the universe. You just can't. The funny thing I like to go to all the time is that you are the universe, so aren't you just getting in your own way when you try to get a leg up on everything? There is folly in both directions. Intentionally avoiding or ignoring reality in the form of resistance, or persisting in delusion and believing in something that's not grounded in reality. Choosing ignorance unintentionally or intentionally, or persisting in delusion. Those are the two edges on the inverted U-curve. Exclusion of reality, not accepting reality to any degree, happens in both of these paths. One, truth is not known or it's completely ignored, which is still non-acceptance. In the other, truth is known and we resist it with delusion or our own mind-moving identity instead of accepting reality. Both skew our view of reality and include exclusion. I think that we, the architects of these problems, become the biggest obstacle in returning to some sense of moderation on these inverted U-curves, whether it's anything. It's food, it's pleasure, it's entertainment, it's challenge. There has to be a point at which we can moderate. Our mind moving can either run from reality indefinitely into ignorance because of uncomfort and change, or it can create a deluded ideal and resist reality with action that is aimed toward that ultimate change. Believing this thing up here should be the reality, or living on autopilot and just getting by. I think there's a really healthy balance, and I think it comes down to this. Realize that your senses do not show the whole story, and realize that your mind movie cannot possibly know the entire truth. Sincerity is not apathetic, and it is not serious. It's about a caring intention that educates, sees reality, and accepts it despite how funny, bizarre, or twisted it can be. For without delusion, which is easy to get into, we could never know enlightenment or the truth, the real side of things. One of the ideas I come across a lot is that you're handed a deck of cards when you first start life. Think of this, I've heard it from Casey Neistat as well, that this is sort of your lottery ticket at life, or your deck of cards, or your money that you're given, and it's not given equally to everyone. Everyone comes into the world equally, but the circumstances dictate the lottery ticket or the sort of the quality, economic value of the lottery ticket or that deck of cards that you have. If fame is what you get and greatness is what you do as well, then the fame is the deck of cards or lottery ticket, and the greatness is how you play the hand. I think it goes in this order. Love the life you live, have gratitude for the hand that you're dealt, to live the life you love. How you play the hand and how you grow and change and appreciate and wonder. You can't control the hand that you get, but you can control the hand that you play. And that in turn may allow you to play a better hand to someone else when it's their turn. So those are my thoughts for you today. I think this is a main channel video because this is such a powerful concept to me. I really appreciate that concept idea. It's fascinating. Keep being you. Don't forget to be awesome. Everybody Palka. And I guess the lesson of this video is to remember not to persist in folly, because it's easy to do what's right, which the right thing is not always the right thing for you. It's the right thing for all of us. That's a wishy-washy topic right there. Controversial topics, approaching them genuinely is tough, but difficult work is always worth doing.